Right now. Go love it. We're live in the mix.
Welcome to the Dank Dads, my guy, BDaht. What's happening?
What's happening, gang?
Listen.
Appreciate you coming through, man.
Nah, man, thanks for having me, dog. Like I didn't run this by my team, my management, my PR, nothing. I don't know what this is gonna do for the trajectory of my career, with y'all smoking big gas on this platform. But hey, it's the Dank Dads, and I'm here to represent with y'all because Marcus is my guy. That's my brother.
Who said we smoking gas?
Did you see smoking gas? All kinds of stuff. His name Dank Dads. What the hell?
Oh, that's just a side effect.
Yeah. Listen. It's a pseudo thing.
Oh.
You feel me?
Yeah. Well, explain it to me.
Okay. First of all, let me do this. All right. First of all, I want to introduce one of the most special people in my life in a weird way. Okay. Number one, let me say this. Back in the day when we were hustling, trying to get to a certain place in life, all of us, we all had big dreams. And I would go to the club with this guy. I would go to the club with this guy, and he was also on a radio station, right? So I watch him do his thing, rock the mic all night in the club, 3 a.m., go straight to the radio station, okay? Tired as a motherfucker. And then guess what? He will make sure that he went to anything his son had.
That's a Dank Dad right there.
Okay? And to see this dude as passionate as he was, as much as he hustled, but the way he manned up for his son all the time, it was strong. And he brought his son into his business. And the people of Winston-Salem knew about Zach. We knew about Daht's life. Daht got a degree. Daht from St. Louis. Daht didn't come to St. Louis with no mom and dad. Didn't come to Winston with no mom and daddy. He came by himself with a decision. He made a decision. And as a friend, sometimes you got to look at your friends from afar and then, let them know how awesome they fucking are. Daht, I love you. And to see you with that goddamn horn hat on for the UNC fucking Tar Heels is absolutely nuts.
I'll go get it. I'll make sure I get it.
All right?
I'll make sure I get it.
But let me say this. That was one of his passions, to be there. And I remember my homeboy would come to LA, and one day we was riding down the street and he was smoking some weed and he just screamed out, "All day." I said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" He said, "I've been high all day."
Cali, man. Women, weed, whatever. Cali, man. Oh, my God.
I love it. So listen, I just want you to know that this dude, man, he manifested his dreams. I'm not a big Wild N Out fan, so I don't know him from there. But I know him from everything that I see, and he's dynamic. And I just wanted to show you love, man. Hit the Dank Dads, man. We appreciate you. Much love, Dottie.
That's love, man.
Life. How old are your kids?
I got my son. He's 16 now, Marcus. Like, it's crazy, man, because everything Marcus said right there, and like, it's hard for me to call him Marcus because where I know him from, right? Since you want to tell all my business, right? let me tell some of your business, right?
Because, Tell a lot of it.
No, man, Marcus was one of the first people that really made me believe in the transformation of myself, right? And the idea that, he used to party with me and stuff like that, but he was real big on his physical fitness journey. You know what I'm saying? Like he was real big on working out and eating right and that type vibe. And the way that I was ripping and running, I needed to take care of my body more. So at that time, he went by the alias, The Body Artist. And it was a true alias to what he used to do because he was an artist with people's bodies, like the transformations that he would take women and men's bodies through on a workout level was some empowering shit, dog. Like, so we teamed up a lot. He was the first person to actually have me working out and putting some bulk on my slim frame, and I really was liking the results and that type vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we really bonded a lot on a lot of different levels. And he did see me become a father. And before I was a father, I was super ratchet. I was super off the chain, super lit, and having my son really changed, honestly, the trajectory of my life because it gave me something to live for. It gave me a passion that was bigger than myself. And I'm a legend in North Carolina as it pertains to radio and comedy and hosting and sports entertainment. I did morning radio for 17 summers here in North Carolina. So my name is synonymous with entertainment and that type vibe. But I was always bringing my son and my daughter into that world with me. Like, so when Marcus is saying like the people knew me, like they know, they come up to me and they ask me, how's Isaiah doing? I tell them he's 16. Yeah. 16. I remember when you was on the radio saying he was just about to be born and all that. So it's like being a father is great for me, but the stigma that Black fathers have on them and how they aren't with their children and that type, I definitely wanted to dispel those myths as much as possible. So that, along with just the fact that my kids are super dope, you know, my daughter, she's huge on YouTube and that type vibe. My son, he's an athlete and a scholar, and my daughter's smart as hell. Like, they dope to be with, but showing that imagery is very, very important in our demo.
I agree. And to not gonna lie, Marcus is still on that same exact level. Now he's putting me in a position. He's putting me in a position of elevation, right? And I appreciate him for him. He's still on that fitness.
You in the dojo right now? Just a dojo right now.
Word.
This is beast.
I saw you the other day with your panties on.
You better believe it. Oh, I know you didn't say that. Listen, hey, listen. Let me tell you something, Dad. Nobody's punked me on my show, and I know.
Hey, he warned me about this too.
Listen, I told him, listen, he does not give a F.
Anybody can get it, huh? Anybody can get it.
Listen, I knew. So I left and went to LA. I had a plan, and Dot was going to come. And I think that North Carolina made things so amazing for Dot. It was like, God dang, I just can't walk away from this. And I got it, right? And we all kind of separated, went our separate ways, and we did our thing. But I will never forget one day I seen Dot in the airport. Remember that, bro? We saw each other in the airport.
And it had been a minute.
And listen, we just laughed. We just stopped and laughed and was like, yo, we knew that we would always be here somehow doing this.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I don't know much about Wild 'N Out. Tell me about Wild 'N Out, because I don't know shit.
All right, so dig it. Like, he's right. Like, we had this plan. My wife actually moved to California, and she was living in Thousand Oaks. Marcus, he moved to LA, and I was supposed to move to LA. I had become into a stagnant spot in radio out this way. But in that same time period, they really gave me a promotion and gave me my own morning show here in North Carolina. And I had did like maybe 10 years, you know, as just a funny guy on the morning show, which was cool. I love that role. But the idea of having my own morning show and just being able to command the ship that way was something that was real appealing to me at the time. So I took that. And it sort of derailed moving to California. But I always was like, I never wanted to move to California to make it. I never wanted to be one of them stories to live out the trunk and all of that and damn struggling. And y'all's rent out there is entirely too expensive. Like, Marcus lucked up. Like, he knew celebrities and stuff. He knew Tank. He went out there, linked up with Tank. Big ass out there security for Tank and stuff. So like, it worked.
No, I was a tour manager. I wasn't fighting for nobody.
My apologies. Well, you was bigger than the damn security.
Go ahead.
But nevertheless, like, you know, he walked in his purpose. I was still walking in my purpose, which was educating and entertaining the masses. That's what I enjoy doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so from that perspective, he's right, man. When we saw each other in the airport, it was just dope because we didn't have to say anything. Like, without just by us being in that moment, I'm getting on the plane going to work, he's getting on the plane going to work. We knew that we were being successful and we were living out what we had talked about in the gym for hours, what we had talked about drunk as hell in the club for hours.
Hey, like, the world works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, and you know,
it does,
I'm gonna tell you something. Okay. Like, sometimes there were times when, like, we'd be in the club and I was just being me, and I would see somebody who was like, yo, what? What? And then I would be like, yo, don't do that. And so for me, it gave me the opportunity to learn how to flow into the next situation in my life because, you know, Dot was, I was connected to Dot. Like, Dot would say shit on the radio, people knew who I was. So it was like, damn, I really can't just take off. It don't mean shit for me to take off on somebody. This our shit, like, you know? And so it helped me to mature to move into that spot because I don't know if I would have been It's cool with it. But me and him had some words a couple times. Hey man, you can't get the fuck out of here. Yes, I can. All right, then cool. Then cool with you then, motherfucker. Yeah. And then, but it helped me to mature. And I appreciate it, brother. Like you saw it before I saw it. Now listen.
Same. I really mean that. Like when I be talking about working out, like it's another one of my partners out here who do a lot of working out, man. His name Keon. And he sort of put me in the same mind frame with you. Like y'all the same people though, man. Like the motivation and the transformations y'all do. And here's the thing that was dope about both of y'all.
He is a monster. He's a monster.
Keon is an animal, dog.
Keon is an animal.
He will not.
I'm a bodybuilder. I don't know what he is. I don't know what Keon is.
He's a transformer, is what he is.
Hey, listen, I don't know Keon is a real black person. Fuck that.
Nah, he dope though. But like the transformations, but what's dope about both of y'all is, especially in that space, because I don't even know if you. Well, I see you are still working out stuff, but you allow us to work out but still be dank dads, if you know what I mean. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, still allow us
now
to be
you
us.
Get it. Now you get it.
You know what I'm saying? And that is very, very damn important. Nah, but like, Wild 'N Out was dope because when I went to audition for Wild 'N Out the very first time, they were going from New York to Atlanta. And one of my homegirls, Dolly Bishop, she went to Winston-Salem State with me. She was Nick Cannon's personal assistant. So she hit us up like, all right, before we get to Atlanta, we're gonna make a stop in Charlotte so that y'all can come audition. And this was like me, Burpee, Bean, like that, like all of us in that area. So
like that whole crew. Now listen, whole crew he just said used to have their own comedy show called Freestyle Funny.
Yeah, Freestyle Funny.
That's this.
It was
Freestyle
fucking hilarious. So go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
Yeah. That's me, Bean, Drankins, Brand, Burt, and everybody's super successful and right now. But nevertheless, me and Bean rode up together to the auditions in Charlotte. And I wasn't really thinking about it because I'm like, Dolly pulling us, she's setting us up like, we don't really have to audition. This is really a formality. We're really just about to go in here and just shake hands and find out when we go to New York. Nigga, I get in this audition and bomb like a motherfucker. I'm talking about super arrogant, just walking in there like, yeah, this is what I do. So they was like, play one of the games. It was like, play Let Me Holler. So I'm like, all right. So they like, imagine it's a Wild 'N Out girl right there. And I just froze. I had nothing. Like, I'm just like, So like on the radio, I had these characters that I used to do, like these prank phone calls and shit. Mark, you remember like Little Prison and all that, right? So I told Nick, they was like, do you do any impersonations? I was like, nah, but I got some characters. I got this character, Lil Prison, that got locked up for some things he did in the past. And all of this is funny on the radio, but in person in front of Nick, after he just sucked it up on his games, it's not funny at all. So they gave me nothing on that. They just told me, they was like, all right, well, we appreciate you. We'll be in touch. I walk out the room. When I'm walking out the room, Bean is walking in the room. Before the door closes, I don't even know what the hell Bean said, but whatever he said, he got the whole room in spit. And I'm talking about just enormous laughter. I shrink to like the size of a navel, nigga. I'm talking about, I was just like, oh my God. So he comes out, of course he's happy, he know he killed, but we got to ride back from Charlotte to Greensboro together in the same car because we rode up there together. Now, for those who don't know, that's like a 90-minute ride. He's driving. He's on the phone excited as hell because he just killed. I'm on the phone sad as shit because I just bombed.
Mom, I didn't make it.
So Bean goes up to Wild 'N Out. He kills Wild 'N Out. And like Marcus just told you, like we had our own movement, the Freestyle Funny Comedy Show, where we did stand-up and improv. We did that for like 10 years. And Bean told me, he was like, bro, like you have to come back out here and audition. Like you have to audition again because this is nothing more than Freestyle Funny, dog. You can do this shit. And the next year I flew out to California and auditioned again. I'll never forget when I walked in that audition, Nick looked at me, he was like, nigga, you back? And I was like, absolutely, I'm back. And I went in there and smashed that shit and I did 5 seasons and life is good.
That's dope. So fill me in a little bit on that Wild 'N Out, the hot question. How much of it is really freestyle versus scripted? Like what's the percentage?
All right, so the deal is, I'll give it to you like this. it's all freestyle in the idea that this audience has never heard it. The person you're saying it against, they've never heard it. Now, the night before, you might know what games y'all playing tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you might can write you some stuff, but you ain't got a chance to test it out yet. So you don't know if it's going to hit or not. You know what I'm saying? So that's the freestyle in it. The up they give you is tomorrow, I know that 2 Chainz is going to be the team captain for the other team. I know I'm going to be on Nick's team. I know we're going to play turn down for what. All right, so if we're going to play turn down for what, let's see, what can I say turn down for what for Nick's team or for 2 Chainz? You know what I'm saying? You have that type of back. But when you get out there in front of that audience, like, it's go time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and a lot of stuff doesn't get kept. Like, you know, that's why sometimes it look like one person is just standing there being a backdrop for the whole episode. But the reality is they said something, but the producers didn't think it was good enough or bad enough to stick. You know what I mean?
So how long is the actual live show then?
Oh, 2 hours.
Like 2 hours, okay. And on MTV, it's 30 minutes, right? With commercials and all that.
Like 20,
yeah, okay.
23, 25 minutes when you put in the commercials and all that. You know what I mean?
So the live show is actually probably pretty legit to go check out. You got a 2-hour live comedy show, just laughing your ass off. And you said the person that you might roast, they don't know it's coming. You don't give them any idea.
You might film 2 in a night. You guys film like two, 3 night. How many you film a night?
Like they in Atlanta now, and usually they'll film like 2-3 shows a day, dog.
Yeah.
Like they'll film the first one at noon, then another one at 3, 4, another one at 5, 6.
Yeah.
Like,
and those are different tickets for the people, or you can stay in there.
Yeah, like they always have a link. One of the Now Evans. Now Evans is one person who you should probably, if you're interested in Wild 'N Out stuff, he's the biggest producer for Wild 'N Out. If you're a comedian and you're thinking that you would like to get on the show, if you're a pretty chick, you think you should be a Wild 'N Out girl, Now Evans is at Now Evans on Instagram. Reach out to him. But he always posts where you can get tickets for the shows and all that kind of stuff when they start filming.
Yeah, you know I can get tickets to any goddamn thing. You don't have to call now.
You said what?
Anyway, I can get tickets to anything, okay, in Hollywood. Okay, don't do. Thanks a lot, buddy. Yeah.
Whatever. You know it's nothing, dog. You know it's nothing. I will never see you standing in a line ever. Like, if I'm anywhere, you're there. All you gotta do is let me die. You know
we have worked together. Let me ask you this: what is your funniest chocolate sundae story ever?
What you mean, my funniest chocolate sundae story?
You've been to chocolate sundaes, right?
I performed at chocolate sundaes once, and it was like super, super, super long time ago. I thought I was gonna get to perform there this year for the BET Awards, but they scheduled me for 2023. I said, y'all scheduled me a year out? Like, what the fuck is that? I'm gonna be sitting here a year waiting on this damn. But next year, if I'm still available, I'll be out there. But I ain't done chocolate sundaes a lot.
Wow. Okay.
So what's chocolate sundae?
That's
where the black folk laugh at in LA.
So kind of like Comedy House.
Say it again, Doc.
That's where the black folk laugh at in LA on Sundays, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the Laugh Factory, right? And so I remember I asked you that because I used to go all the time, like just drop through on Sunday nights, right?
Right.
And one night Corey Holcomb dropped through. And Corey was drunk.
Corey's always drunk. Corey's always drunk.
I don't know if Corey I think Corey lives across the street from the Laugh Factory, actually, right? Because he walked in as if he just got off the couch, okay? And he came in to attack every 30-year-old woman in this room, okay?
Next.
He said, if you're 30 years old and you in this room right now, just believe me, you're a tackle dummy, okay? People warm up on you to get ready for a young thing that you're not anymore. Hey, listen, and he did this for 35 fucking minutes.
Yo, Corey will make you, I'm talking about, if you go to a Corey Holcomb show with your lady, it is going to be the most cringe 30 minutes of your life. You do not want no problems, man.
You got to look at Corey and be like, hey. Like, dude, he doesn't give a fuck.
Corey is one of them dudes on Wild 'N Out that he will say a bunch of stuff that will never make it to the damn television. Like, I'm talking about, and that's the stuff you get at a live show. Like, you like, just say that? Like, come on. I remember one time, and I don't remember the joke verbatim, and I'm not even gonna try to repeat the joke, but I will tell you the 3 items that the joke entailed: Frank Ocean, a towel,
got it,
and red blood on it. And that was a Corey Holcomb joke for a while about. And I'll let your mind go to whatever you think the joke was.
Listen. I feel the connection because if you don't know Corey,
right. But if you do know Corey, you know exactly where his sick mind goes, man.
So listen, tell me about some of the like I've been around some dope comedians. I've been around Fox, of course. I've been around a lot of Kevin. Who's like who really inspires you right now? Who's inspiring you?
See, it's funny, man. Like, because whereas I do comedy, and you know I do comedy, Nick Marcus, like I'm just a funny dude, right? Like I just like having fun wherever I'm at. Like I don't necessarily consider myself a stand-up comedian. I can do stand-up and I can do it very, very well, as history has shown. However, like I'm just an entertaining guy. So like it's a bunch of different things that influence me. Like right now, I'm huge on this sports entertainment movement. Like that's really what I'm doing. Like hosting, like I'm PA announcer for Winston-Salem State football. I'm the backup PA announcer this year for the Charlotte Hornets. Like I'm super excited about that.
Ooh,
yes, dog. I'm teed up. I'm arena hosting the 6-man for Carolina basketball. And Marcus was telling you earlier, man, like growing up in this area, like I was born in St. Louis, but I grew up in Greensboro, North Carolina. Like I moved there when I was around 6, 7 years old. So North Carolina is really what I call home. And just being a Carolina Tar Heel fan and now being able to work there and just get that audience energized for games and being a true assist and true 6-man to what they do on game days, like nothing brings me more joy than that. So like when it comes to comedy, you know, like my peers impress me. Chico Bean, man, like I've known Bean for years. I knew Bean when he was driving a Saturn. I knew Bean at Winston-Salem State when he was just trying to figure it out, right? And to be able to see him now sell out the Mirage in Vegas and be able to bring me on like that, I want you to perform with me at the Mirage, like that shit inspires me because I saw him get it out the mud. Like that whole 85 South ensemble, you know what I'm saying? Like I've seen DC and Los get it out the mud. My folk Darren Brand, I was just talking to him, like he's selling out arenas now, you know, on this Real Talk comedy tour. And I was just telling him, like, to see the way his jokes have progressed, it's amazing to see. I was on the road with Lil Duval. Lil Duval is somebody that inspires me, but that's also a homie of mine. Like, he's brilliant. And the way he's been able to stay relevant decade after decade after decade, right? And continue to grow with his audience on the same level of like a Jay-Z. Like Lil Duval is the Jay-Z of comedy, and the idea that he hasn't aged out, and the younger folks still respect what he say, and the folk his age.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you can see that with like back when he's in music videos back 15 years ago, 10 years ago to what he is now. He is a different person, but he's known how to navigate around all that to stay relevant. Like he comes off right now as the old cat, as the old guy that wants to fucking be, right. But he knows how to fucking mold that shit in order to stay relevant. That's a perfect way to put it. Yeah, that's funny. How important though is, I mean, I consider myself a funny guy. Obviously, I'm not to the caliber of you, right? But I think laughter and funny is huge in just like mental health to daily living. Right. I mean, I can't go a day without laughing, right? So just to speak on just how important just laughing in general is.
No, that's always been like my superpower, gang. You know, like ever since I was a youngin', like I've always been, you know, the funny person. My senior superlative was funniest. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what I've always been. And I remember when my mom was going through her divorce. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to be funny on those to sort of counter those crying nights. You know, you start to I don't know, you start to lean on it in a way where you depend on it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you start to view yourself as the person to bring joy to people. And when you start living through that, you know, sometimes like in therapy had to help me with that, no cap, because you give so much of yourself when you're in that space. Like when people see you, they automatically expect you to be their bright light. But what if you're not a bright light that day? You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know that you don't get the opportunity to tell them, well, I'm not a bright light today. I'm sorry, I can't. You don't
gotta be
get to do that.
Still, right?
You still got to pour from your empty cup, and you know, like we have to find places where we can refill our own cups when we are that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
That is. Listen, you said a mouthful. Listen, I'm trying to figure out what was the road navigating towards this dream job of the Tar Heel thing. Let's get into, because
I had seen an interview that you did that your dad was a pastor, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And you couldn't pick a devil.
Hey, we do our homework over here, boss. We ain't playing.
And you had to pick between UNC and Duke, right? And you couldn't go with a devil, no matter what color it was, right?
When I tell
you picked the right side, though. You picked the right side because all time UNC's got them.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And when I tell you how that came so far off the cuff, like Marcus will tell you, like, I'm just a witty person, right? So like that, when they asked me, I had no clue what they were going to ask me. They just knew that I was, and then even at that point, it was just, he's the unofficial mascot, won't you won't? And because this hat, hold one second.
Oh my God! Have you seen the hat?
Follow us on. I've seen it many times.
Yes, indeed.
Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, all that Dank Sportscast. Shout out to BDaht for joining us today. And hear some more funny stories about your ass. That's what I'm gonna ask for.
Oh, listen.
There it is. There it is.
All right.
There it is.
Oh my God!
And I seen you got the Crocs too.
Yeah.
I waited for him to sit down.
Six man.
Yep, the home and away, right? Yeah.
Home and away. So like this hat, my very first, and what's crazy is, no cap, I'll plug this here too. I got a coloring book that's about to drop. It's called From Super Fan to Six Man, How BDaht Became the Sixth Man of Carolina Basketball. But nevertheless, it's a colorful timeline of how I got this position. And my first game ever was in like 2008, I believe. Yeah, 2008. February 2008. It was a Valentine's Day gift from my wife. She's my now wife. And she sent me and my brother to the game. And when I was in the concourse, I found this hat. I was like, yo, nobody else has that. It was like $30. I was like, let me grab one. So I grabbed the hat, throw it on, and I'm down there cheering. But little did I know that this hat, like, every game I went to, who's the tall black guy with the weird hat on? Hey, can you take pictures for my newspaper? Hey, can we get you on camera for the news? Just because I had this silly hat on. So that's what started it. That's what started my fandom, and people recognizing me and associate me with the Tar Heels. A couple years ago, I started doing a sports station or a sports show with one of my friends, Josh Graham. And we honestly look a lot like y'all. Like you, Mark, y'all two right now look like me and Josh. He's a white dude.
Okay.
But the difference is Josh is super square. Like Josh is just so I'm the yin to his yang, but it works.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It super works.
Right.
And, you know, I hipped his show and he validated me as a Carolina fan, where the Carolina audience that was only listening to sports really respected. Oh, this dude, not only is he a fan, but he also knows his shit though. You know what I'm saying? Like he also can keep up with conversations and that type vibe. And fast forward to them asking me to do the arena hosting for the late night last night, the late night basketball game where they introduced the players and stuff, something that I had wanted to do for years. Stuart Scott used to do it in the early 2000s, and big Stuart Scott fan. He was from the area, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
R.I.P. Stuart Scott.
R.I.P. Stuart Scott, you know what I'm saying? So like I make sure that I tribute Stuart Scott every year at the late night. And so that year, when I told my wife and the kids, they came down to support, of course, and I told them, I said, listen, I'm going to go into this, not like I'm trying to host late night, but I'm going into this as an audition so that they can say, yo, we love that energy. We need this energy in here more often. How can we do that? And I went in there, dog, and like, it was just an orgasmic feeling, dog. Like I'm talking about, it was just, from the moment I stepped on the court, it was like, this is where I was supposed to have been here a long time ago, dog. And
what year was that?
16 games last season, and we're back for season 2 now.
Okay, cool. That's dope. And right now they're I think the number one heading into the season, I believe.
You know it.
Hey, listen,
they got a lot of upperclassmen. They got a squad.
Let me say this. As much as I hate that school, okay, and he, we had Josh on 2 weeks ago. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Josh.
J-Ho, Trey legend, baby. Wake Forest legend. That's my brother.
Absolutely, Trey Fo. And so there's a thing out there, and they been running the roost for a long time. But back in our time, it was Carolina, Duke, and then Wake Forest was always tipping. Wake Forest was always trying to get in there.
Yeah.
But listen, Carolina owns North Carolina.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You hear me?
Without a doubt.
And when I saw Dot getting that crowd on their feet, a little tear came down my eyes.
That's dope.
I was so proud of you, bro. I said, listen, this show here, all this shit is about us just doing what the fuck we want to do, man.
That part.
Living the life. But listen, the story you just told is also what this is about. Like, there's no limitations here. Whatever you focus on, whatever the fuck you want, you step up and you go after that.
Right.
And that's just what we've been, we're trying to instill that in other people. Yo, you can be whatever the fuck you want to be.
Right. And
he has chased that seat. And for me to know that shit and to see it and to see him in that capacity, like the lights is going and shit, the white people screaming at him, and I'm like,
they love me,
this dude is in white girl heaven. Who let him in white girl heaven?
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm telling you, man, every time they say my name to introduce me, I have to tape it down. That thing be poking out, I got to tape it down. I be excited. I got to tape it down. Yeah.
Yo, we are the BDaht Sports Podcast, guys. You can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and
YouTube.
All right, there it is. Then we got my boy Brian BDaht McLaughlin. Listen, so look, when they call you out, what is it? Like, how does this work? How does it all, like, are you with the team? Are you just starting it? How does it go? Is it like a pre-show?
So if game tip off is at 7:00, I'll get there around 5:30. And I ain't never shared this with nobody. So in my mind, I'm part of the fucking team. Do you hear me? Like,
yeah, you are. Hell yeah. They get hyped off you.
Yeah.
They get hyped off you.
Bro, I'm walking down through the backs and stuff like. I got my headphones on, like NBA. Bam, 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 bam. I got my book bag on. Listen, I call this my crown. I got my crown in my backpack. I don't take it out till game time. They're like, where's your hat? No, yeah. That's my uniform. I swear to y'all. So I'll go down to the locker room. I chop it up with the boys a little bit, whoever in there, dap it up. Y'all ready? Let's go. It's time to go to work. Boom. That type vibe. I walk out onto the floor. You know what I'm saying? That's when my student section is usually getting there early. So just get them all, get us all on the same page. Listen, I need everybody loud. If you ain't going to be loud, then you go up in the stands. This section is only for, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really take this serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, because and all jokes aside, like, when you go to a basketball game or any sporting event, because I do it at football too, there's a game inside the game. The game, of course, is what you're there for. But the experience during the timeouts, the experience during the game, everybody being a collective, like, that's just as important. And I'm just real big on that. Like, I really like that show. I believe it was on Showtime when it was showing Jerry Buss and how they built the Lakers. Like, that joint right there, like, stories like that intrigue me because he's right. Like, the showgirls dance and the Laker girls dancing and stuff, like, that's what keeps the fan. Even if your team sucks, if your entertainment around it is up to par, people will come back for that experience. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I try to make sure I talk to them. I go talk to the band. I talk to the cheerleaders. I chop it up with the mascot, my DJ. And then it's about 30 minutes to game time. The team is coming out on the floor warming up and stuff. And that's when I go throw the crown on, switch whatever shoes I'm gonna wear. That's always big too. What shoes is Doc gonna wear to the game tonight? So I make sure my shoes is fresh. Then I go out, I grab my microphone, I grab my index cards to let me know what I'm gonna do for the timeouts. By the time it's time for tip off, I make sure I daggone, get my prayers out the way, my affirmations, thank God for being there, and just understanding that I'm there not by chance, but I'm here for a reason, and go out there and I smash that shit every single fucking time.
I was gonna ask you, man. I was gonna ask you, like, do you just get to a place where you just thank God, like, yo, like I'm like me, I'm at this place where like I'm so blessed,
yeah,
and I get nervous as a father, as everything, like how the fuck did he choose me,
right,
to do like. And yo, when I see you walking in that purpose, bro, it could not be the more perfect situation for you, dog.
Right.
And it is like, I just think, and so, you know, when I built this show, like, I want a lot of people to experience like the mind state of a person who sees it and manifests it.
Right.
Like, you saw this and it happened. What's next on your plate? I want to know what's next for Dot before we move into some crazy quick sports.
All right. Well, you know, like this 6-man energy, you know, like I'm really branding that a lot. I did an interview the other day with Coach Hubert Davis for the Tar Heels, and the guy interviewing, he's like, we got BDaht here. He says he's the 6-man, and Coach HD just really cemented the fact that I am the 6-man, and the energy I bring is infectious, and he's just so happy that I'm there. But I want to take 6-man as far as I can stretch it. Like I fill in sometimes doing radio here in Charlotte. And I tell them, whenever you need me, call me off the bench. I'm a 6-man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but 6-man to me is just put that battery in your back. I'm just here to enhance. I'm an enhancer. I'm an influencer.
Bundini Brown. You're a Bundini. You're a Bundini Brown.
That part.
That's important though, because if you know, if UNC, let's say UNC is in a little slump for 5 minutes or something, they call a timeout. Here comes BDaht just to get the fucking crowd right back into it, right? So fuck yeah, you're part of the team.
And I ain't seen that shit nowhere else. No. I ain't seen nobody else with that dude.
Real quick, is Jordan the GOAT?
Absolutely.
Okay. I knew that was an easy answer.
Absolutely.
I knew that was an easy answer. I figured I asked it for the people. I figured I asked it for the people, but that was an easy answer. I know.
He's like, what? Would you ask me
that was for the people. That was for the people.
I also work for the Hornets, so he's my boss in both capacities. So absolutely the answer could be that. But it's
how much leeway does UNC give you? They give you kind of full reign to kind of.
Man, they give me carte blanche, and that's what I really, really enjoy. Man, they trust me so much, and the fact that they trust me, and I'm talking about y'all. I'm out there just like this, 2 chains on, hat on,
watching you,
swagging, like got this crowd swag surfing. Like they allow me to be me in that space, and it just shows the inclusion of Carolina, because Carolina has always been like deemed or viewed as a wine and cheese, elitist, white, you know, that type
circle. That whole circle of all of them were like that. You're right, Doc.
But the reality is there is a huge fan base of us that's been on the outside looking in like, hey, we didn't graduate from Carolina. Our grades wouldn't allow it. However, we are still fans. So me being on the floor is representation of that. Me being on the floor is representation of the inclusion of the Carolina family. You didn't have to turn your tassel in Keenan. You did not have to take classes there. Just the fact that you are a fan, there is no age bias, no gender bias, no race bias. Leave all that bullshit outside. When we in here, we here to tee up for the boys. And they bought in. And like, we got one of the most electric playing experiences in the country. Like, Marcus, whenever y'all two out this way, look at the calendar. I would love to have y'all come to a game. I have y'all sit courtside so y'all can get the full experience. Like, we got the best college basketball environment in college basketball.
I appreciate that.
And listen, Doc, that's happening. That will happen.
Say less.
Listen.
Say less.
Oh my God! Listen. So here's my segue. Where do you see them this year? Are they the tip of the top, or what we got?
No, for sure. We're definitely the team to beat. The question is, you know, will we deliver? You know, it's definitely our championship to lose right now with where we were last year. The Kansas team that beat us was very, very strong, but they lost a lot of weapons. I just saw their point guard Bron going crazy with the Dallas Mavericks and Luka last night. So they lost a lot. We're one of the most powerful teams in college basketball with everybody we brought back. The transfer we have in Pete Nance, the freshman we have in Seth Trimble and Tyler Nickel and Will Shaver still going to play, Jalen Washington. We really have a very, very stacked team, a very athletic team. One thing that does concern me is our perimeter shooting. We lost Brady Manick. Of course, that is a huge piece. And even though we do have Pete Nance, that is top 5 transfers in the country, we don't have anybody per se other than RJ that can really stretch the floor. Tyler Nickel, he can shoot really well. Like, he's from Virginia, the scoring leader in Virginia. He averaged 36 points a game his senior year in high school, and he owns the scoring record in Virginia. But he's just a freshman, and he's going to take some, just getting acquired to the ACC. But again, I think we have a great team. I don't expect us to go undefeated. I know there'll be hiccups. This team has to gel and become great, just like last year's team did. But I'm expecting to be in Houston for the Final Four for sure.
Well, and I know a big thing with UNC last year, they were like one of the last in the nation in bench points. So they really relied on our bench minutes, I should say. They really relied on their starters. But I know that the coach filled every single one of them scholarships. They got a lot of upperclassmen in the starting, and then even on the bench they got a lot of upperclassmen, and then a lot of freshmen coming in too. So I saw in the AP voting where they vote for number one, UNC has 47 votes. Number 2 has 12.
God damn.
So I was really, they're really about it this year.
Nah, everybody's expecting us to do something, man. Like, and that's going to be another thing. Like, because the expectations are so high. Last year, nobody was expecting us to do much. We got smacked by Wake Forest by 30. Got smacked by Pitt by.
When is the expectation never high in UNC?
Yeah, man.
When is the expectation never high?
Well, you got to understand, like, for us or for outsiders, yes, that's Carolina. But you got to understand, we were getting smacked by teams. We had just lost Roy Williams, our Hall of Fame coach. Nobody knew if Hubert Davis, what he was going to do his first year. You know what I mean? Like, it was that type talk. And when we got smacked by Miami by 30, Pitt, Duke beat us by 30, Wake Forest beat us by 30. It was, I'm telling you, back in February of last year, they were actually talking, Hubert Davis might have to fire him. He's hard. He ain't
wow.
I'm telling you, in February. And then we beat Duke and Cameron, went on that crazy run, and he's cemented as arguably to go.
Well, listen, let me ask you about NBA. All right. Who's your squad? No. Who's your squad and who's your dark horse?
All right.
And I know you're trying to get some of that NIL money too.
And the Hornets.
You're trying to get some of that NIL money over there.
He's got to say Hornets by default. Maybe.
I'm always gonna root for the home team. So Charlotte Hornets all day. Losing Miles Bridges killed us. That's losing 30 points a game. Don't know if Gordon Hayward's gonna stay healthy.
LaMelo's hurt.
Love Melo, but he can't do it all by himself. Terry Rozier, I like his game, but it's just a lot, man. Like, so I don't expect the Hornets to do very well again this year. I'm a huge CP3 fan. It's highly noted. That's my brother. So I root for whoever he's playing with. So I'm always going to root for the Phoenix Suns as long as he's playing for them. I don't think they got good enough or better in the offseason to the point where they can beat Golden State in 7. Sadly, to be quite honest, I'm fearful that the Phoenix Suns window may have passed a little bit. Can't expect Chris to give you 30 points a game, man. And he needs a backup point guard that has a left and a right hand. Goddamn, but that's a whole nother argument. I really like the Dallas Mavericks. Listen, Luka is, and last night was a big test for me. I wanted to see him versus Ja. When I tell you they snatched Ja's soul last night, Luka had 24 points in the first quarter.
Luka's an alien.
Yeah,
he's been an alien since he's about 13 years old.
Listen, he's fluid. I mean, dude, just the way he moves. I mean, I have never seen, and it's like his own compact style. It's just him. I've never seen nobody move like him.
He's been playing professionally since he was like 15, just fucking up grown-ass guys.
Yeah, fucking up grown-ups.
In Madrid. Fucking them up, bro.
What? Right. Like
insane.
He's a dog. Like, that's my dark horse. And I think they got enough weapons, like Christian Woods playing at a high level, Reggie Bullock hitting shots. Like, I think Dallas Mavericks, that's my dark horse in the West. In the East, my favorite team, I don't put them in a dark horse, but in the East, I really like the Orlando Magic, man. Like, they're on
the rise.
And they got so much skill. Like, I love that going.
Third person heard say that.
Dude, I love Paolo. I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year, even though he's a Duke guy. Like, I just like that Orlando team. They're stacked. But I think that the Celtics are going to win the East.
Yeah, what's your take on the Timberwolves?
I don't have one.
Nobody does.
Yeah, no. that was dumb.
No. Hey,
yeah. Tell me Timberwolves
Anthony Edwards is going to be a superstar in the league. That dude is off the chain.
Yes, no doubt about it. And
he's a beast.
I like Cat, but Cat.
4 more of them.
You know, I just want to see more from Cat.
Gobert, they didn't get worse. They didn't get worse though. They got Gobert. They watch 7 seed.
Okay,
7 seed. 7 seed.
All right, listen.
7
Hey,
seed.
Doc, you help us rip through these picks real quick, bro? You got a little time?
Say less.
All right, let's get it. So listen, we going in the NFL, and let me know how bad I sucked last week. How bad did I
actually, you did really well. Well, you're BDaht. You're a Cowboys fan.
You know it. DC 4L, baby.
Let's just start with that right now. Dak, you put Dak in right now, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. No? I put him in my starting lineup in fantasy. He projected to give me 45 points today.
Okay, what if Cooper won last week? You still have that same?
No. Because listen, Cooper put up. Let's say he won last week.
Yeah, let's say he beat the Eagles. You keep him in?
I don't know. See, here's the thing. I would have played Cooper this week, to be honest. I wouldn't have brought Dak back until after the bye. But it's not because I think Cooper outplayed him. Cooper did what he was supposed to do. He kept us above water. Cooper won one game, guys, where he threw for 102 fucking yards. Like, that's not going to do it in the NFL. Like, stop playing with me. Dak is the $40 million man. That's who we're going to start. But I just hope he plays well against Detroit. I'm going to tell you one thing. This Detroit Lions team, they ain't no slouch. Like, their record is not indicative of the team that they have, dog. So if we're looking at their record thinking that they the old line.
I would say their offense is no slouch. Their defense be giving up a lot, though. So I think this is a perfect game for Dak to come back on because it gives them a little bit of a softer defense to play against.
That kid Hutchinson coming off the end is not no joke, dog. Like, and he's going to.
No, he ain't. No doubt.
From Michigan.
Right.
He is not jabbing.
Right.
So who you got?
Dak's ass like a pamper all game. So,
on his ass, huh? On his ass.
Listen. Who you got?
So yeah, we got just real quick, Detroit to Dallas. You taking Dallas on that one, BDaht?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Oh, 1 second. What the fuck did I just do with my pen? We having technical difficulties in the studio when the smoke starts.
I told you.
Well, listen, whenever the smoke starts, shit just starts messing up. I don't.
Real quick,
to put this out.
Hey, you smashed last week. You went 9-4.
Did I?
My brother went 9-4.
Yeah.
I took a hard L, 6-7.
Yeah, I was looking at last week's episode. I saw your brother. He's in North Carolina.
He is. He's right outside of Raleigh. He's
motherfucker, man.
He's a West Coast cat.
He's hella cool. In the back. He seemed cool as shit.
Yeah, hella cool. Yeah, that's my brother. Yeah, just a San Francisco legend, and then came out. He moved out to Raleigh just because.
Shout out to Handsome Rob, yo. Shout out to Handsome Rob. That's my boy.
He brought the West Coast swag all the way out to the east right there.
That's what's up. We got to link up. I got to let him. He got to come out to a game, man. That was dope. He right there in the area.
Yeah, he will. He went to one last one. I think he went to North Carolina Duke last year in North Carolina just to check out the vibe. He's a big sports fan, so he's really trying to be all about it for sure. Yeah.
The pen. This is what happens when you Dank Dad. Sometimes the pen be right here.
Yeah, shout out to my brother. Though.
I saw myself on the camera. I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, listen. Hey, yo, look. So, he's a huge sports fan, and we got to come out there. And then two, at the end of this, I need for us to go do a little bit of food. I need for you to help him with the food and let him know, about okay. That's at the end. Let's go.
Okay. I'm interested.
Falcons at Cincinnati.
I like Mariota. I like Mariota.
I'm a Niner fan. They beat the Niners last week. Caught them slipping.
It's at Cincinnati?
At Cincinnati, yep.
I'm going Cincy.
Me too.
Jamar Chase. Too much.
Yeah. Gonna get that.
I'll take it.
Falcons ain't getting 2 big wins in a row. Detroit at Dallas. I'm gonna be on Dallas. We all Dallas across the board.
Yeah.
Indianapolis at Tennessee, division game. 2 struggling teams. Jonathan Taylor's back.
I'm gonna go take
Indy.
At Tennessee.
I'm gonna go Tennessee. My guy who does my 6-man shirts. Shouts to my man R. Lamar. He's a huge Tennessee fan, and I give him hell. So I'm just gonna pick Tennessee just because if they lose, I can talk even more shit because I actually picked them trash ass Titans, and they still won.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the name of his company again, Doc? What's the name of his company again, bro?
R. Lamar, man. He's a black dad. He's a Dank
Look at
dad.
that.
And this is prime time shirt. You know, I
prime time.
Oh, that is super dope.
Yeah,
They got to put me on layaway.
Absolutely, bro. We get one of those, boys.
Yeah.
Shout out to that dude, man. R. Lamar.
That's that. Put me on layaway.
Put you on layaway. Hell yeah.
Shirt right there.
Let's get it.
That costs too much. I'm taking Tennessee too. My parents lived out there for a minute for about 15 years, give or take. I'm taking Tennessee too on that one.
Where you at, Marcus?
I'm gonna take Indy. I really like Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan been playing well, man.
He has. I really like him, and I think that he been playing with a lot of goddamn fire. And what happened last week and how they won. I mean, listen, I think that last week's win is going to help that team gel, and I think that they building a natural.
Taylor's back.
That's I think I'm gonna take them, man. I'm rolling with Indy,
coming off the bye too.
Absolutely.
All right, this one's gonna fuck Marcus's brain up. Okay. Green Bay at Washington. He says he has to go with Washington every single game because all of his friends were on DC, but Green Bay's the team. So
who?
No, listen,
what friends do you have in Washington?
In Washington, because I have to go home. Okay, so you got to go back to DC. You got to go talk to Chuck. Okay, and DC is different streets. Okay. But today, no, I choose Green Bay, and I'm hoping that we can turn some shit around.
2 straight losses?
I don't know, so I can't. Listen, don't even ask me to explain anything today about this because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Me either, and it pisses me off because I bought into that whole Green Bay has a top 5 defense in the NFL shit, and I got them on like 4 of my fantasy football leagues, and they're playing like some ass, and I don't like it.
Well, let me ask you this: you know how like we've run into several years of us all, not us, but people doubting Green Bay at a certain point. I think we passed that fucking point. What do you think? I think we passed that goddamn. I think we got a fucking problem, bro. What do you think, God?
I think it's just an issue now. I think it's the same way it happened with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. You didn't want to let go of Brett Favre because of who Brett Favre was, but you had to move.
No, don't say that we're there.
He might be ahead of his time right here on this one.
God damn. Fucking pissed.
I didn't say it.
Sunday. Okay. Let's just.
God damn, that's some heat.
Just take your pick.
That's some heat.
I'm going Green Bay all day. Green Bay.
Washington's a dumpster fire right now. They're struggling. Wentz is out. Not that he did shit anyways, but.
All right. Let's hope I get a win today. Damn it.
All right. Tampa Bay at Carolina.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Carolina, they didn't even complete a pass the line of scrimmage last week.
I don't want to talk about Baker. I don't want to talk about Baker at all.
Ain't no Baker anymore. It's PJ Walker now.
Leave it alone.
All
right. Thanks. I hope PJ does something dope, though.
Me too.
Fuck that.
They knocked PJ ass out of the game last week.
But he didn't complete a pass the line of scrimmage. He ain't not one pass the line of scrimmage.
Just go.
In a whole NFL game. A whole NFL game. Oh, God damn. Okay. Giants at Jacksonville. 2 up-and-coming teams that are fighting.
That might be something to watch.
Giants are 5-1 at Jacksonville.
I'm rooting for
What
Jacksonville.
do you think about Saquon right now?
With the G-Man.
What do you think about Saquon right now, doggy?
He back. Like Saquon has looked
year, I love
good.
that shit.
The Giants have looked good. I can't front. Like, and you can go as far as you want to go with that whole who have they beat. But listen, any given Sunday, dog, you just got to beat the team in front of you. Period. I don't know though, man. Like, this might be with my heart, but I'm going Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence, like, he started off slow, but they've been in every freaking game, dog. And they lose because they just don't quite know how to end yet. I like the Giants. I think the Giants will play well, but I'm going to give home field advantage to Jacksonville. Root for my folks, little Duval and them. Duval!
Oh.
I'm going Jacksonville.
Shout out to Duval. Some of the best seafood on the planet. Some of the best food, period, in Duval. You heard? I done every festival, every black festival they got taking off his shirt. I done all them motherfuckers down in Duval. Okay? I'm going with Trevor Lawrence, brother. I'm going with Trevor.
Okay. All right, Cleveland at Baltimore. Tough divisional matchup. Always play each other tough.
Listen, what do we think about Lamar right now? What do you think?
I'm Team Lamar all fucking year long.
Got a lot more confidence. He's fucking up because he's confident.
He lost to the Giants last week. Giants beat him last week.
Facts. And he's throwing clutch interceptions at bad times. Like Lamar, I know this is a contract year and he's trying to get that max dollar. I mean, there's some rumblers here in Charlotte that, the Panthers might even try to make a play, bring Lamar Jackson to Carolina. I don't know how realistic it is, but it'll be dope for the city. I like Lamar Jackson. I don't think he's having the best season, and I'm basing that solely on my fantasy football because he's one of my quarterbacks in one of my leagues. But with that being said, if you've ever been to Baltimore, a spot called Jimmy's Seafood, it's the best seafood spot in Baltimore. They have huge tailgates every home game for Baltimore. John is my homie. He owns Jimmy's Seafood. They're having a tailgate today. I guarantee Baltimore wins today.
Ooh. I like that too.
I'm gonna take. If he say he's going like that, I'm gonna take.
How much do you love Lamar betting on himself?
I love it. Always bet on black, my boy.
I love that.
Hey man, listen. Let me ask you about the exodus of Chris McCaffrey.
Sheesh, I'm a Niners fan, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I want to get just
all that.
I don't know.
Like that's
from inside, Doc. From inside, have you heard anything?
Huh?
Have you heard anything?
About what?
Why he that was weird.
No, they're rebuilding. I think DJ Moore's the next one out too.
Yeah, no, well, they're not gonna give up Burns, they're not gonna give up Brown, they're not gonna give up DJ Moore, not by next Tuesday. But Christian McCaffrey, like nobody in Charlotte thought that was gonna really happen for real. That was everybody asking for Christian. And the rumor was that we weren't gonna give him up for anything less than a first round. The fact that the fucking 49ers got him for a second round pick and some Funyuns pisses me the fuck off. You putting Christian McCaffrey with Deebo Samuel? Are you crazy, man?
I'm excited. Hey, and Christian came from Stanford, which is about 20 minutes from the Niner Stadium.
Right?
No, it's definitely a homecoming for him.
Corvallis is Oregon.
Okay.
Stanford is 20 minutes. It's damn near walking distance to the Niner Stadium. So there's a connection there.
It's so
but that's a versatile offense. Now I'm excited. Obviously, I know it hurt Carolina fans, of course. That's a sad one to see.
Absolutely. North Carolina sports as a whole right now are really just treading water, man. If that, treading water.
Except for UNC.
Except for you guys. You guys hold.
We got to hold the state down, baby. We got to hold the whole damn state down,
every year.
Of course.
Every year. Let's go.
All right, New York Jets at Denver.
Jets
are feisty. Well, yeah, Wilson's not playing, but it's in Denver. It's not always easy. Denver's got a good defense. If Denver didn't have a defense, they might have not won a game yet.
I don't give a damn if he was playing.
Me either.
I don't know. I just feel like he just looks like he's like slowed down.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Oh.
Either he got caught DMing some chicks and Sierra called him, or Sierra got caught DMing some chicks. But I'm telling you, them is marriage issues. You can't operate at work well when it's going bad at the house. I'm telling you, man, when your marriage is out of whack, the professional life just somebody got caught cheating. Watch, it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out just like the elevator footage. It's gonna come out. Somebody got caught.
Oh man, so that you can definitely contribute to Tom Brady sucking this year too. Then
absolutely.
There you go.
He's got a headache.
Russell can't be cheating. He's too nice.
That's
what you think. That's what you think. That's what you think.
Russell. Found some Mile High chick.
You know what I like to do? I like to practice a lot, man. I like to walk around and pray for Jesus Christ before I, walk around and do my thing. And then my wife will hold her hand while we pray. And then the kids, they line up. And then I throw the football to future son. And then I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about, bro? Anyway.
His Subway commercial is so terrible. Oh, my God.
Let's go.
All right. Houston at Las Vegas. Las Vegas coming off a bye. Houston's not really about it. I think I'm taking LV on that one.
Las Vegas. And I'm so mad because I play against Devontae Adams in one of my leagues, and I know he's gonna score like 3 touchdowns. He just had to pay that little boy that he pushed down on the ground the other day too. That mug got to go crazy today. He's gonna take up somebody's ass.
I heard it was 270.
He's got to get some money back.
They said, I heard my partner say 270.
270K?
That's what I heard in the street.
Man,
I heard that in the street.
Man, his assistant wrote that shit for him.
Nigga, push me. Push me. For 200.
Yeah, whole five. Yeah, just do it.
But look, it was at a point when he realized that it was Vontae Adams. He's like, no, oh yeah.
I'm gonna step right into this guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
That's hilarious. You got LV or who you got? Who you taking?
I ain't gonna take the LV. Yeah.
Houston, all right.
Yeah.
Take LV.
LV here.
Seattle at Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, I'm taking Chargers.
You still a Ram, Doc?
No way. See, that's the thing.
Oof.
Yeah. See, that's what happened. Growing up, I rooted for Dallas because that's just what it was like the 90s. I was in school, so who's winning, that type vibe. But then when the Rams came to St. Louis, that was around the same time that my parents was getting a divorce. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to root for the home team. I'm going to root for the St. Louis Rams. And that's what I rooted for. But then when the Rams left St. Louis and went to L.A., I was like, what the fuck is that? I'm not rooting for the L.A. Rams. I was rooting for the St. Louis Rams because that's where I was from. So I went back to rooting for Dallas.
Okay.
Damn.
Let's go.
And in that time, the L.A. Rams have won a damn Super Bowl. So how's that for you? And everybody around here that knows my story, they say, see, your ass should have stayed with the Rams. You don't want a Super Bowl. Man, kiss the bottom of my ass. Lick my taint.
Can they pull it together?
Who?
Can they pull it together? The Rams.
I hope not, but
yeah.
It's coming from a Niner fan. But
yeah, I hope not too, just because I'm a hater of them. But you know, they still got great pieces. I really think they're missing like an Odell Beckham. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they still got a quarterback that can throw for 3,000 yards. They still got one of the top defenses with Ramsey at the corner and freaking Aaron Donald, the best defensive lineman arguably since Warren Sapp. Like, you know, they have the pieces. And of course, Sean McVay is a brilliant individual, but you know, the team is, I mean, the league is a lot more spread out now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not very rare. It's not very often that you're getting teams that got two great running backs like Deebo Samuels and freaking Christian McCaffrey. And Deebo isn't even a freaking running back. Don't get on my damn nerves.
And listen, okay. All right, hold on. Hold that right there. Listen, let me ask you this. Remember that they get on your nerves because they get on mine too. Where do you see Odell going? You look like a motherfucker that hangs out with that type of motherfucker, Odell Beckham. That's what you look like, you braided hair motherfucker. You look like one of them little young whippersnappers. I
definitely would. One of his partners is famous Los, and Los is my homie. That's my bro from North Carolina.
I know Los.
And OBJ's the mother of his daughter. I mean, the mother of his son. I apologize. That's a homie of mine from Wild 'N Out. We were on Wild 'N Out together. So it's degrees of separation there, but I don't really know OBJ. But I am a super fan of dudes. And I wish he came to Dallas, but I could really see him going to Baltimore, for real. I've seen a lot of people talking about him and Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. That could be a thing. I could see that happening.
There's a lot of smoke around him joining the Chiefs, too.
Yes, I saw that too. I thought Juju Smith-Schuster would have been better with the Chiefs, man.
Yeah, me too. I was high on him too.
He's starting to look rusty.
He had a good game last week, but yeah, he's not. He
looks rusty. But let me ask you this: so if you had Ravens or you had Chiefs?
Yeah.
You said
who you picking? You gotta take Chiefs all day long.
I don't know. I gotta take Ravens. I think that him and Lamar will be sick together. That'd be some scary.
Are you crazy?
Shit.
Have you
him with Mahomes will be sick too.
If you get a chance to go play in Kansas City, I don't give a damn what position. Water boy, ticket taker, freaking draw the lines on the fucking field. If you can get in that Chiefs organization, you better fucking let's ride. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you need to.
And see, my wife is from Kansas City. She's a huge Chiefs fan. Like, she going in a couple weeks. They got Sunday Night Football. She's going out there. Like, so I keep up with the Chiefs a lot. I'm telling you, Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes, like, you want to be under that regime right now, Jack.
And then they need a good wide receiver. I mean, I think they make it further in the playoffs than Baltimore does. So,
all right, fuck, who's up?
That goes right into it. Kansas City at Niners.
Wow, I'm so good at what the fuck I do.
Kansas City at Niners. So this is big. I'll give you a little backstory. This is big for the Niners because they're doing like a 10-year anniversary They got Jim Harbaugh in the building. They got Navarro Bowman. They got Patrick Willis.
When is that tonight?
That's today. No, it's 1:30 game.
1:30?
So there's a little bit of a hype, like a 10-year anniversary type.
It's a 1:30. Oh, 4:30 for us. 4:30.
Yeah,
we out here. We out here.
We on the other side.
What?
I gotta go. He want to hang over there. I gotta go, you cocks. I gotta go. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Not, obviously we got the Christian McCaffrey. They're going to play him a little bit. I heard a little bit more down the goal line. They're not going to give him a whole
sir. Hold it, sir. All right. Back to how much we hate these guys, Doc. Listen, do you like Jimmy G? You like Jimmy?
No.
At all?
I mean, I like that. I like that he's a pretty boy. I like that, he's a decent quarterback, but I'm not a fan.
Okay. Now, do you believe that with Christian McCaffrey and what he and how in the game that Jimmy G plays, I think it's the perfect fit.
Oh yeah, check down.
I didn't want to ask him, what guy fool?
I got to step back.
Don't want to ask you.
He doesn't let me talk on my team.
No, I'm going somewhere.
No, check down Jimmy. Check down Jimmy. The best player he could have ever got was Christian McCaffrey. That's why I'm so angry. I got a chat for it's all husbands, right? It's a husband chat. It's called No Ma'am. And we in there, we like to talk a bunch of shit and all kinds of stuff. And it's a guy in there who's my nemesis. Like everything, he's a Duke fan. Like everything, we're just always at each other's heads about. And he's a 49er fan. And oh my
I bet that's fun.
When damn Christian McCaffrey got, like, he's just so happy. Like, and I hate his happiness. I hate his happiness. And the fact that he's this happy, it pisses me off so bad because Christian McCaffrey, low key is all they need. The defense is the defense. Like you got Bosa when he's healthy. Like the defense is that. They needed somebody
to help. Number 29. What the fuck is he? What is number 29? What is that?
They dog.
Savage.
They dog. Boy. I don't like anything about it. But as it pertains to this game, I'm interested because the Chiefs just came off a loss, and they're gonna be hungry. I don't know the last time the Chiefs had back-to-back losses.
Too.
Y'all just came off a loss too, and you're doing the anniversary. Like, may the best team win, man. But I'm going Chiefs on this one. For one, because if my wife is listening, I pick anything other than the Chiefs, I'll be sleeping on the couch. So I'm going Chiefs.
I'm gonna roll with him because I don't want to work.
It's always hard to go against Kansas City, obviously, right? Like that's not any easy thing to go. A lot of those guys were on that 2019 Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs. I think they're going to be a little pissed off today. Ooh. And obviously, I'm talking from my heart, right?
Right. No, but it's valid on that team. It's valid. What you're saying is valid as hell. Like, and I'm glad you're giving me all this intel because that makes sense. Like, San Francisco is going to be playing for something today that's a lot bigger than a win. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're playing to get their face back. They playing for the celebration that they're having in the stadium, man. If the Chiefs don't match that intensity, it could be a long day for Kansas City out there today.
Ooh, and that defense is a real deal.
God damn it.
They're the best in the league, without a doubt.
So shell.
So if Jimmy can get 2 touchdowns, probably 200 yards, that's all we need.
Perfect day. He can take you guys wherever you want to go.
That's all we need.
Because he hates Jimmy G. He fucking hates Jimmy G.
Really? He just... No.
Oh my! Listen, I need to ask his wife. Did she ever hang out with Jimmy at any golf tournament at Lake Tahoe at any point in time? Because I swear he hates Jimmy G.
It's not that I hate him. He wants me to like him, and that's
Why do you hate Jimmy?
I don't hate Jimmy. I have seen his ceiling. I have seen that, just like you said, Cooper Rush, we're not going to get away with winning Super Bowls with 100, 200-yard passing.
Right.
He can't come from behind and win. He had a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl. If he would have made that pass to Emmanuel Sanders, we would have had a Super Bowl.
Right down the middle.
And I've seen and he was, at the time, last year, he was making $25 million a year to throw 25 touchdowns, 14 picks. Whoop-de-fucking do, okay? I can't fucking do that, okay? I ain't paying. We got to pay Bosa. We had to pay Debo. He's just making too goddamn much money to be just above mediocre. That was annoying. I seen the height that he could get to, right? Chiseled jaw can only get you so fucking far, okay? He's fucking porn stars. He's doing all that. He lives a great life. He's single. I can't hate him on that fucking front. But goddamn, he's just above mediocre, and that's not exciting to me.
Wait, is Jimmy G fucking porn stars?
Yeah, like
that's what they call him, porn star Jimmy.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed he is. Are you crazy?
Don't quote me on the porn star. I don't know who it is, but yeah, no, he's
Jimmy.
Oh yeah, he's out there fucking porn star.
They call him porn star Jimmy, boy.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
And he's a good looking guy, man. So like, I'm sure like they be trying to kiss him in the mouth and everything.
He don't pass. He's single. Let's get it.
Yeah. So I don't hate Jimmy, but I seen his limit.
I'm taking San Fran.
Oh, you switching it on me?
Woo!
Huh? All right.
Woo!
All right.
That ain't a bad
Pittsburgh
pick,
at Miami. Sunday night game. Pittsburgh at Miami. Tua's back. I mean, I think it's Miami across the board. Yeah, for me.
Miami. I hope Hendon Hooker goes to Pittsburgh. Hendon Hooker is the quarterback from Tennessee.
You think they do that with just getting Pickett? I know Pickett's not the answer, but you think they do that?
That's fair. Like that, huh?
They just cut bait on Pickett.
That's fair. I think they should. Did Pickett get hurt? What did he get, a concussion?
Yeah, I think he's on concussion protocol. But
I just don't want Mike Tomlin to
early.
lose his job. I'm a big fan of Mike Tomlin, man.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard not to be.
I don't think that'll happen. You think that could ever happen? Like that?
I don't know, bro. This is what have you done lately, league, man? You know how this shit goes.
Yep. It's a not for long league. NFL, not for long.
That part.
So listen, who you got going to the ship? You say, Dot? You got your boys?
Man, my heart pick is Buffalo versus Dallas. That's my heart pick. I would love to see that Super Bowl.
You know how good that would be for the NFL?
Huh?
That would be really good for the NFL.
Buffalo versus Dallas?
Yeah, that's
old international.
Yeah, that's good for the NFL.
Like when you go overseas, you only see a couple of teams and it's weird, right? You see Pittsburgh, Dallas, and for some reason you only see Buffalo.
And the Raiders.
Really?
Yeah.
And the Raiders.
Wow.
Yep. Those 4 teams. Jim Kelly. Motherfuckers go. Jim Kelly don't play for no goddamn Buffalo, Nick. What are you talking about, goddamn Jim Kelly?
Shit.
Nah, that would be good for the NFL, I think.
It would.
Well,
and I think Dallas, I'm very interested to see how we look today against Detroit. And I know it's going to be a process for that. We got like a good 10, 11 games left, but I love our defense. When everybody's healthy, like we have one of the top defenses in the league, like with Michael Parsons. That defense,
the defense is off the chain too.
Like we dogs. Offense ain't no slouch, especially when we sort of got this balanced attack, thunder and lightning with Zeke and Pollard and CeeDee Lamb. If he can catch every pass that's thrown to him, he could be a stud in this league. So I like our chances in the NFC.
I see what you did there, little thunder and lightning. I see what you did there.
With the addition of freaking CMC, I'm telling you, man, like I could very well see the 49ers and the Bills or the 49ers and the Chiefs or something to that pedigree in the Super Bowl for real. Like I think the CMC piece, once he gets acclimated, I don't think today is going to be a true test of what that offense is going to look like with him. But once he gets acclimated, just him being back home, him being with a team that's really got a chance. Like he's never been on a team in Carolina where he really thought he had a chance. And I think with the 49ers, just 2 years removed from a Super Bowl, 3 years removed from a Super Bowl, I think it's just going to give him a light under his ass. He's going to have the 49ers
He's
really
got to stay healthy, though. He's got to stay healthy. That's obviously the crutch.
He's not going to be used the same way the Panthers used him, though, bro. That's the advantage of having
he should have never been used like that.
That's true.
Even if he wanted to run through the tackles, you don't do it as much as you fucking did it in the Carolina.
That's true, but the Niners – they might not run. The Niners might not run through the tackles, but they run the shit out of their running backs.
You have the Mostert kid, correct?
No, right. He's on Miami.
Okay, what's your running back?
Jeff Wilson and Elijah Mitchell.
Okay, listen, you let them pound that motherfucker. You fucking screen this guy. You middle screen this guy. I mean, listen, you find RPO, anything you need to do with.
So we have a running back that can line up in the slot. We have a wide receiver that can go running back. We have a fullback that can go running back. We have a fullback that can go tight end. Oh, it's scary.
And see, that's
scary hours.
That's what makes y'all so dangerous. You can mismatch at the positions. Y'all almost got like a basketball team where like Luka is at the point, right? Like, how do you have a 6'7" guy at the point? Y'all got Debo, a wide receiver that can shift to the backfield and be a formidable running back, though. Like no other.
You know who's at our point? Jimmy G. Jimmy G is running our point.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. Losing Trey Lance hurt like that. That hurt.
I appreciate that, BDaht, because I was on that same fucking plan.
Yeah,
no one likes Trey Lance except for me and you, apparently.
They're calling this the tight end, the game of the tight ends.
Yeah, that always is. Well, Kelsey and Kittle are hella close. They got that tight end university.
Okay, I just sort of think
they're cool. They're cool.
Are we done with picks or what?
We got Monday night's game.
Who we got?
Fucking Bears at New England.
I got New England.
Yeah, New England. Yeah. God, so I'm not even gonna watch that shit show. New England. That's boring as hell.
Yeah, God, this can be ugly.
They gotta be able to flex, man. They should have flexed y'all's game to either Sunday night or Monday night.
That would have been dope because listen, that Thursday night game we saw was like the first Thursday night game that was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Right.
They had the Chiefs and Chargers earlier in the year. That was all right, but that was not like
not a lot of points either, right?
27-24 or something like that. But
now let me ask you this, though. I want to slide off into the food of North Carolina.
Hold on, before we do that, BDaht, can I ask you, just because I'm a baseball guy, you got a baseball team?
Not particularly, man. Again, being from St. Louis, I used to go to a lot of the Cardinals games. So, like, just very ignorantly, like I'll always say I'm a Cardinals fan, but I don't really keep up with it enough to damn know what's popping. Like, I don't even know I don't even have a clue.
Well, if you're going to go Cardinals by default, that's a good one to go by default. They got a good history. You can't go wrong with that one for sure. All right.
Hey, I've been to the World Series invited by the owner of the Cardinals, Ira DeWitt. Yeah. She invited me to the
Who do you like, though?
World Series.
Who's your baseball team?
The Giants.
Oh, San Fran.
I'm San Fran all the way.
Through and through.
Yep, all the way. That's my whole family's from there. I'm from Nevada, but I'm the only one born in Reno. All my whole family's from San Francisco. So
I never been to San Francisco. That's one of the spots that I want to go to, man. I want to ride the trolley.
That's surprising to me.
I never been.
Yeah. You ain't missing nothing.
Hey, you ain't. That's true. You're not.
Come on, man.
Listen, although I will say this, San Francisco got the best Asian food on the planet.
Oh, yeah, they kill it on
really?
that.
By far. Listen, you are eating in the Orient when you have it. Yeah,
wow.
Listen, it shit tastes different, bro, in San Francisco.
Chinatown, all that.
That's amazing.
You been to Lake Tahoe?
Stay out of Castro, bro.
No.
Stay out of Castro.
Never been to Lake Tahoe? You got to check that out. That's more beautiful than San Francisco.
Let's give him a lesson that we are in northern Nevada, which is above Vegas, right?
Okay.
We are about 25 minutes from Lake Tahoe. I want to invite Dot here, but I want to plan an event to bring him here, okay? And then I want to put some money in my brother's pockets. It's going to make him real happy, and I'm working on something, all right?
I would love it.
Now, I want to get into food of North Carolina. Now, me and Josh got on potato wedges from Sitco on Walltown 2 weeks ago, okay?
Okay.
And somebody was like, damn, y'all eating potatoes out of a gas station? You eat a hot dog, don't you, motherfucker? Okay? Shut up about these crack-ass potato wedges that you be fried and high off your ass coming from Greensboro.
Okay. Nah, for sure. The chicken wings and the wedges from Sitco and the chicken from Mountain Fried in the tray.
Greasy. Good. Now, listen, there's a place called Cookout. Okay? See, I don't have those options out here, Doc.
That's
I don't have those options.
Do you got the In-N-Out shit?
Oh, listen, I should show you the line. There was an In-N-Out last night.
Yeah, In-N-Out's always crazy.
Stupid.
Well, I mean, how do you feel about sushi, BDaht?
I'm black, so.
I knew it. I knew he was.
Because that's the big one out here. All you can eat.
All you can eat sushi.
All you can eat.
Really?
No other place has all you can eat.
All you can eat sushi is amazing.
Oh, it's
really
fire. It's fire.
Oh,
it's fire.
I love sushi.
I'm interested. I'm just very ignorant to sushi. Like, give me a California roll, or I don't really know what the fuck.
Yeah.
You seem like a Nobu guy. I seem like you've been through Nobu a couple times.
I've been to Nobu one time out there. Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one? Malibu or La Cienega?
Malibu. It's one in Malibu. Okay. Yeah. Me and the wife went to Malibu. Yeah.
What else is cracking in North Carolina right now? What else is cracking?
Cookout. When you talk about cookout, that's just dope because like you can get an entree as a side item. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get a cookout tray that's got a cheeseburger, a corn dog, and chicken nuggets, and then get a sweet tea. Like that's off the fucking chain. Yeah, like your corn dog and your nuggets is your sides, dog. That's off the chain.
And they be hot. They be hot and got a little.
And all that was for $5. Everything I did that whole meal was for $5.32.
Yeah. I can't wait to get out there. Then.
Give me 2 more.
And then you got to get Bojangles. Y'all ain't got no Bojangles out there.
Hey, that's where I saw you at. That's where we ran to each other at in the airport.
Bojangles. Best chicken
you got to get a Cajun
man.
egg and cheese. That Cajun egg and cheese in a bow round. If you don't know what a motherfucking bow round is,
yeah. Like I'm telling you, man. When you come out here, man, we're gonna turn your palate out.
Yes. One more. Give me one more. One more.
Krispy Kreme.
It's a little bit bigger. We got that out here.
Oh, y'all got Krispy Kreme?
It's not as big, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as big.
Okay.
They don't get it though, Doc. They don't get it, Doc. They don't get it. Listen, I have fought with everybody here, and I'm proud of fighting.
You know what's crazy though? What's crazy is when my wife moved out there for a couple of years, we would go to little donut spots around there, and they had them big, thick-ass donuts, and she'd be like, this is a real donut, not that Krispy Kreme. Oh, you done lost your goddamn mind. That Krispy Kreme donut, that thing just, when you drop that thing just melts in your mouth, especially when that hot nail sign on. Boy, you just drop that thing on your tongue, boy, that thing just dissolves down into your greatness.
It'll stick to your finger. If you pull it and do that, it'll stick to your finger.
See, I think what I've noticed with donuts in particular out here on the West Coast, they like to do all the extra shit with it. They like to put the little Lucky Charms and the fucking bacon, and they do all this extra shit, right? Which is just a regular bake.
Listen, if you get a strawberry, then you really season.
So I remember we got Krispy Kreme about 15 years ago, right? And it was hot. It was like everyone was in line, big ass line. They were waiting for the hot and fresh sign, all that. And then disappeared. Shit closed down.
Wow.
And now just within the last
y'all
year
didn't treat it right.
Back.
Y'all out there on the West Coast, y'all ain't treated right, man. Y'all ain't treat Krispy Kreme with the respect it fucking deserve. That's why I left. Okay? You gotta respect Krispy Kreme, dog.
Listen, you have to be a mother. You have to be one of the motherfuckers that say, chew tobacco, spit.
If you ain't around, then you ain't shit. You hear me?
Daddy, I love you, boy.
I want
to thank you.
Two things. No, I just thought about it. Now it's 3 things. 3 things. First, Stephanie's restaurant. That's another one right there. Soul food. If you like soul food, we can take you to Stephanie's. Y'all ain't got one of them out there. Stephanie's. Second, seriously, I appreciate y'all for bringing me on this platform, man. It was super fun. Marcus, I love you, dog. Like, whenever you need me for anything, dog, you already know. I'm just a number away, dog. Like, I think this is dope. Y'all definitely are clearly 2 dudes that have no clue what the fuck you're doing, but you're pulling it off, and I think that's amazing.
Lastly, Dank Dads, we appreciate you.
No doubt. Lastly, I'm gonna be out that way, man. In December in Vegas. So CP3 is doing this HBCU basketball tour, right? And it's a HBCU basketball tournament. The D2 schools is in November in Connecticut. The D1 schools, A&T, and 3 other schools, I think, and it's going to be in Vegas, December 16th, 17th, and 18th, I think, something like that. So I'm going to be out that way, dog. Like, we have got to link up. December.
Listen,
let me check my phone real quick.
I would love to do my cash from out there. I got plugs. Can we get into those games? Can we get in there? Let's do it.
Yep, December 16th, 17th, and 18th. That's a weekend. That's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. December 16th, 17th, 18th. I'll be out that way. So we got to link up. And tickets, stop. Yes. Mark, stop being silly.
10-4. Let's go. We appreciate you. Hey, listen, bro. No more time for my boy, Brian. Oh, my God.
Look, I just sweat my shirt out. Look at my shirt.
Shout him out one more time, bro.
Oh, no. That's well, I was showing the sweat stains because I just sweat my shirt out. But
I got you. Dank let you got a good sweat stain, baby.
Big shout out to what Coach Prime doing for HBCU culture down there at Jackson State, man. I love Coach Prime. And R. Lamar, he does great shirts. He's he does that's what he does as his job. Shirts and graphics and things of that nature. So rlamarclothing.com is where you can go check that out. rlamarclothing.com.
Do you think that primetime son Schroeder gonna pan out in the league? You think he can make it there and
yes.
do something?
You talking about Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to hope so, man. He got about another year or so. He definitely gonna have to get a little bit more bulk on him, but the pedigree is there, the skill set is there. His dad is who his dad is, so he's going to teach him everything he can teach him. So he's got the right pipeline to get there. Now, will he be successful? Time will only tell, but I think he got the right pipeline to get there.
Do you think playing against the competition that he's playing against is hurting him versus going D1?
Nah, because, well, first, they are D1. They're just HBCU, right? So, like, that's a huge misconception that you can't be D1 and be a HBCU. Jackson State is a D1 HBCU. However, no, because he's still putting up great numbers. He's still playing quality competition. And I think it bodes well. It's crazy you say that, though, because I appreciate you for saying that, because that makes us as Black people and as products of HBCUs root for him even more, because we know that is the misconception that because he's not at a PWI on a D1 level, because he isn't at an Oregon, an Alabama, a Stanford, that maybe he isn't playing against the same talent level. But it worked well for Jerry Rice. It worked well for Air McNair. It worked well for, like their
Shannon Sharp,
Herschel Walker, Shannon Sharp. Like, it worked for numerous players that went to HBCU. So I that right there, it's dope to get that perspective. And you didn't say anything per se wrong, but you really because I'm in the HBCU culture a lot, and the idea that I'm around it so much that I very ignorantly just automatically think that we're on the same playing field as everyone else, but we're not. And that you asking that question like that really just reminded me that we're not. And we have to, that's why what Prime is doing is so huge, because when Shedeur Sanders is successful, when Jackson States are successful, it shows that we can be on the same playing fields with Alabama.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Prime knows what he's doing.
He said, let me get the dogs up front. He said, let me get the dogs up front. He said, that's the difference between us and Alabama. Let me get my dogs up front.
And I think the transfer portal and the NIL really helps teams 100%. Like that. Really,
100%. Like, that's getting guys to stay all across the board. Like, even at Carolina, when you talk about us having, upperclassmen, a lot of that was because, listen, I can go to the league and not be as high pick in the draft, or I can stay another year in college, get some NIL money, and work on my craft and go next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, that opportunity being there is really helping college basketball and college sports altogether.
Well, let me ask you about real quick about that whole altercation between Deion Sanders and Eddie Robinson Jr. Like, I really didn't like that, dog.
No,
like I really did not fucking like that at all.
That's that Willie Lynch, man. That's that crab in a barrel mentality that plagues our
demographic. And that's all that was. I mean, let's call it what it is. What is it? What'd you call it?
What I said.
Willie Lynch? You fucking right, that's what it was.
No, for real. It was black on black. And for those that don't know what the Willie Lynch syndrome is, like it was there were papers that were written up by white folk that just taught plantation owners how to divide their black folk. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a bunch of things that we're still subjected to even now, like between colorism, dark skin, black folk talking down to or talking different to lighter skinned black folk. Like, that's part of Willie Lynch. Not wanting other black folk to, younger black folk arguing with older black folk, and not want, that's Willie Lynch. You know what I'm saying? It's that divide and conquer. And in the black demographic, we struggle from that a lot. And a lot of times we don't even know we're doing it, but it's shit that's been embedded in us for 400 years, right? Not to go too deep into that tangent, but that's something that you saw come out in that back and forth with Coach Robinson and Coach Prime, because Coach Prime is being very successful to HBCUs. And Coach Prime didn't go to a HBCU. He went to Florida State. And, Coach Robinson, his dad is a legend as far as HBCUs are concerned. Coach Robinson is a legend as far as HBCUs are concerned. So when he says I'm swag and Prime ain't swag, he's saying that I'm of this HBCU culture through and through. I was born into this culture. And he's accurate. He's right. He is swag. And Prime is not swag in that component. But what Prime is doing for the swag, Coach Robinson can't do for the swag. So for you to discredit him and his position in the swag with all that he's doing for the swag was a bad look. It was just a
And
bad.
I think that this is something we're really missing specifically
yeah.
in Nevada, right?
You just got an education.
It's true, and I appreciate that because it's not existent over here. It's not existent, right? Like it does. It's not. And now might have a little bit down in LA. You have a little bit more of a culture aspect, but being in Nevada, like it's people don't know enough about this. People don't have the general understanding about this. And yeah, they see Prime on ESPN and all that stuff, but they really don't dive in deep enough to really truly understand what it actually means and how powerful it actually should be, really.
You know, right. The fact that in Nevada they would even talk about a Jackson State, a HBCU in Mississippi.
It's Nevada. They're going to kill you. It's Nevada. It's Nevada.
What I said, Nevada? I'm sorry, Nevada. Yeah. The fact that even in Nevada, they can talk about a Jackson State, HBCU in Mississippi. They don't even know where it is. The fact that Prime has that conversation in Nevada lets you know what he's doing for HBCUs and the platform. And then you got guys like Eddie George down at Tennessee State now and things like that. Like it's just continuing to build, and we're genuinely appreciative. And to your point about just that history lesson, that's another platform of mine. It's I didn't know, maybe you didn't either. And that's a platform where I just have digestible Black content, and I just share it on my social media, on my YouTube page. But you can find that. I didn't know, maybe you didn't either. Just the first letter of each word, IDKNYDE. Just put that hashtag in YouTube. Okay. I got hella episodes.
Hashtag.
Oh, that's fucking dope shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I think you know, when I saw that, it really broke my heart because I remember back in the day, like we were competitive. You know, like we were fucking competitive.
Right.
But if Doc called me and said, "Hey, I need you to be here," such and such, I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm clearing this out." Bottom line, because we really wanted to see each other grow. Like, and then too, Doc, if you and I had a problem, bro, we know where we can go behind closed doors and always have a conversation.
Right.
That whole shoving thing that I saw, that broke my soul, brother.
But see, like in Coach Robinson's defense. Coach Robinson, they sick or tired of Prime whooping on their ass in that SWAC conference, man. Like they are sick of it. And like it's the end of the game. Just for some background story. It's the end of the game. Coach Prime them already up 2 scores. It's seconds left in the game. Instead of him kneeling on it, he does a damn a stop and go and try to get one more touchdown. And then when they come in the half, like Coach Robinson, like I'll shake your hand, dog, but I ain't about to embrace you and all that. Fuck you, dog. Like you didn't even have to do what you just did. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's pissed off when you see the little shoving and all that. And Prime out there, well, what you mad about? He trying to play like throw the rock and hold your hand. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go for it on that when I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I saw it a little bit differently because I saw Robinson at practice at his facility making fun of Prime on his jumbotron and all that prior to the game.
Now, I'm not hip to that. What happened? Hit me to that. What happened?
I saw that as well.
He's putting up old Prime time and at draft night and kind of playing. He's talking a little shit prior.
Feed the money.
Yeah, he's talking a little shit prior.
Wow. So then you get your dick shoved in the dirt, and now your feelings is hurt at the end of the game. You did?
At home.
Yo, hey, listen. Hey, Doc, I love you, man.
Love you, dog.
Thank you so much for this. Hey, you hang on for 2 seconds, bro. I just want to talk to you for a minute. And listen, shout out to the Dank Dads, my host.
Bow. Hey, appreciate you, BDaht. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, gang.
Thanks, Dad. My boy, Dank. Woo!
Dank,
what a hell of a show.
And I shouted you out, all Lamar.
Dope as fuck. Appreciate it.
Can we just get him talk to him? Can we talk to him like this? Off record, offline? Off of the thing there, yes.